platform, which is a national, international platform, and 10K Global, which is a global network that welcomes people no matter what you look like, who you love, or who you worship. You need to have a network. So there are some people that do not understand, Sean, that we live at a time where their network is their net worth. Now, there are many people who have heard me say that, but they really don't understand what that means. So let me break down what that means. So let's say that you have a husband and a wife at home and you have 3 children and you have an animal, right? You have a family member on 4 legs, right? That is a nuclear network, right? What do you get out of that network? You get love, you get empathy, you get understanding, you get emotional, uh, 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 you get emotional benefit out of that. You get sentimental benefit out of that. You get spiritual benefit out of that. Now let's enlarge that a little bit and go to a family reunion where you have 100 members of the family there. You get higher levels of emotional satisfaction. You get higher levels of empathy. You get family history. You get cultural exchange. All of that coming out of that network. Now let's expand that a little bit more and let's call it the city, right? Let's call it a city like Orlando, Florida. You go into Orlando, Florida. Now you have neighbors, right? You have a neighborhood. Neighborhoods are nothing more than a geographical network. So the guy that lives across from me, his name is Arthur Stewart. Arthur and his wife, they come over from time to time and we have dinner. The neighbors to the right of me, Mario's great young man. He and his wife are both government employees, so they come over every once in a while on Saturday, Sunday. They have a dog. Their dog plays with my daughter's dog. Then every once in a while we have a block party. Then we have a bigger block party called a town party. That is a bigger network. What do we get out of networks? We get emotional connection. We get spiritual connection. We get financial connection. We get career opportunities. We get investment opportunities. We get educational opportunities, right? We get all of these opportunities out of community. All of us are in the biggest network of all, the most profitable network on the planet. It's called the United States of America, right? So people don't seem to understand that if you're not on the inside of a network where you can get the things that I just mentioned to you, you're on the outside. And when you're on the outside of a network, you get nothing. You get nothing. Do you know in Asia and in Africa, in ancient cultural classic societies in Asia and Africa, the greatest punishment was not to beat you, was not to kill you, was not to imprison you. It was to force you to leave the village and not permit you back. What did they understand? They understand that the village was your source of education, your source of information, your source of love, your source of occupation, your source of career, your source of spirituality, your source of cultural continuity, your source of food, baby, your source of clothes, baby. All of that was part of that network, Sean. And so your network is indeed your network, even now more so than ever before. If you are not connected, you will be rejected, and then you will be economically, socially, and politically an outcast who has very little that you can do other than beg others for support. So your network is presently and always has been your net worth. It's just that people don't define these social connections that we're in as their network, but it truly is their network. And when you understand that your social capital, the individual, the people that you know, are your only real source of what we call money, then you will really plug in and you will really cultivate and develop networks, right? So I have often said, Sean, to people, if you want to change your income, change your network. If you want to change where you live, change your network. What do I mean by that? If you were in a group of 10 individuals and the average income in that group is $25,000 a year, you are likely to not make much more than $25,000 easier. Why? Because water rises to its own level. We blend in with the company that we keep. If, on the other hand, you're in a circle of 10 friends and they all have a six-figure income, just to stay relatively in alignment with those people, you are likely to push yourself to have a similar income. So at the end of the year, when they say we're going on a wonderful vacation, you and your kids can say we're going. So that the car in your driveway looks a lot like the same level of car in their driveway. So that the things that your children can enjoy are very similar to the things that their children can enjoy. So that the clothes you wear, the food you eat, the restaurants you go to are very similar to that group that you most affiliate with. Your network is indeed your net worth. Want to change your income? Change your circle. You are the average of the 10 business people you spend the most time communicating with and connecting with. You are the average, right? Show me the 10 people you are in business with. I don't care who you are. Show me the 10 people. Give me their title. Give me the name of their company or the company they work for. I can guess within $100 what you have in your checking account and your savings account and what you have saved for retirement. I will know. I just need you to tell me honestly, who are the 10 business people or professionals you hang out with the most? I will know immediately, right? And I would be glad to show you who are the 10 people in business, including Sean, that I hang out with the most. And you could pretty much take a guess where I am in life, right? And if you'd like to know, I'd show you. I have nothing to hide in that regard. I'd give you an approximation. I have invested well over the years. My children can get what they want when they want it. The quality of life I enjoy is because of the network that I am connected to and part of, right? And you have to have a network now more than ever before. Here's the other thing that you have to have. And so, Sean, I want to parlay with you here. Anyone who is in business today, do you think that they have to share their information with others?
Oh, come on, man. That's a rhetorical question. Of course, yes.
All right. Now, when you share the information with them, don't you want to draw their attention to those pieces of information that are most beneficial to them and you? And when they see that information, they might want to take advantage of what you're offering and pay you. Guess what I've just asked you guys? Whether you know it or not, what I have just asked you is, what is the means of communication that you are using to share your information in an organized, appealing way that will cause people to pay you and pay you well? I'm revealing for you not just the need for a digital card powered by 10K, but a digital card now if you don't have one. Why am I saying that? We are now fully in the 21st century digital economy. The American society left the agricultural society. Farming is what 90% of the people did. And in the mid-19th century, the American economy transitioned, like the rest of the world's developed nations, to the manufacturing age, where people worked in factories and made things with machines. And then shortly around 1970, 1980, the world's economy in developed nations transitioned to the information age economy, where having information, having data so that you can make wise decisions was critical. This was the advent of the computer, and then the laptop, and then the smartphone. These are all information age products. Shortly before COVID hit, we entered into the digital age. And if you look at the companies that are the most successful in the world like Amazon. If you look at the companies in Asia that are very much like Amazon, like Alibaba, if you look at Uber, if you look at Zoom, if you look at Alphabet, the parent of Google, if you look at Apple and the iPhones and its progeny, you will find that all of these companies are companies that do really well in the digital economy. What does it require to do business well in a digital economy? You have to be able to exchange certain and
yeah, I know when those phone calls coming, I will know give me. Let's see if Stan's gonna come back on. Stan, flash your mic when you get back on, buddy. Terrence, you want to take it from there, Terrence?
Yeah, just to continue on the idea from Stan, I think in the digital age, and these companies are proving that the ability to move at the speed of business, and that is what the 10K card provides. The ability to move at the speed of business. The information that your customer wants is right before them with the 10K card. The ability to move at the speed of business is really invaluable. The difference in time between the decision making and the impulse to do something and your ability to actually do it, the longer that time is, the more opportunities that you lose. So 10K card really puts that in the palm of the hand. That's what I love about the 10K card. That's what I love about having a strong network. So the network provides you an opportunity to have people who know you, who have a level of trust with you, and that provides other avenues of opportunity with them. So the opportunity to have a network and a 10K card is quite powerful, and that's reason why I'm here today, just to share that message with others.
Well, Terrence, let's think about this together. In each one of the companies that I mentioned, the Amazon, the Ubers, the Zoom, the Apple, they can and have succeeded in a low contact or no contact environment. Why? Because they are all digitally based. Any book, any music, any product you want that is in the Amazon online store, you can point, click, and a package will show up on your doorstep with you ever engaging with a customer service rep or a salesperson at all. Your logistics will be either through the post office, either through Amazon's delivery service itself, or through FedEx. You are living in a low contact, no contact environment where if you have a powerful network with affluent people who can afford the products and services you want, the network, as Terrence correctly said, will provide the opportunity for business, and the 10K card will provide the tool to execute on your desires and on other people in the network's desires to do business with each other. So if you put those two in combination, a powerful, affluent, open network of people who are connected in common cause and want to collaborate, do business with each other, and a tool like the 10K digital card, you have a recipe for SUCCESS and WEALTH, wealth. Terrence, would you agree that doing business within MBN is very easy when you call another one of our approximately 1,900 members across the country and say, I'm Terrence, and I'm also a member of MBN? Do you find that the doors and the conversation become easier?
Yes, I do. So there's that instant recognition, right? That we're both busy, successful professionals looking for some opportunities to collaborate. How can we benefit each other? How can we help each other win? So that changes, right, that initial conversation from what in some situations would be more of a colder call to a warm, hot call, is what I like to call it. So I know out of that conversation, there's going to be some benefit. whether we can do business together today, whether we can come together again and think about potential areas for collaboration in the future, or simply exchanging referrals and contacts with each other to further each other's business. So yes, I find it very valuable, and a very different type of conversation.
Now, here's the other thing. Many of us in this meeting have often heard about this following word, qualifying prospects. Qualifying prospects, right? Qualifying means, well, if I'm looking for people who love Mercedes-Benz, if I'm looking for people who I want to get them to like the product that I'm offering, I have to qualify whether or not they have, number one, an affinity for the product, number two, whether they can afford the product or the service. So what Matthews Business Network does is it's a by invitation only network where we only invite aspirational, experienced, busy and successful entrepreneurs and professionals like Terrence. The typical member earns close to or north of six figures, and so they can afford pretty much what they want. They have a taste palette for products and services that they can satisfy at their own discretion. So it makes doing business within such a network much, much easier. And I would invite anyone in this meeting that is in the audience, if you want to get more than 8 new clients per month who are busy.
Guys, I know Stan's frustration. The person that's calling him is obviously not on Clubhouse. So just to touch on what's gonna be happening going forward, guys. Stan, you're back in or no?
Yeah, I'm in. So
Stan, I promise you, the person that's calling you is not on Clubhouse. Is that correct? Yeah, that no one understands.
I just had to get rid of them. So, Sean, on Tuesdays, what I'm going to do is put on a call block. So after today's launch of MBN Connected 10K Global, I'm going to put on a call block from now on, or I'm going to come in on an alternative phone that no one has that number, because I don't want anyone in our audience to not get the value, Sean, that we are sharing and partaking in. These are the most important people on the planet. Hey, what's up, Greg? Thanks for being in. And Wiz, what's going on? And
I'm telling you, Stan have to discipline his callers. Greg, good morning. Tiffany, good morning. Stan, you're back?
Good morning.
So I would just want to pass the mic and say, I want us to keep in mind, if the network that you're in does not include people who can engage with you, collaborate with you, and afford your product or service, leave that network today and consider Matthews Business Network. Sean, Terrence are both members. If you want a global network of like kind, of people all over the globe that can afford your products and services, 10K Global is a home for you. So with that said, I'm going to pass the mic to Greg. Greg, what's going on, man?
Before I pass the mic to Greg, let me take it this for a second.
Sure.
So, effective immediately, I'm only going to moderate the top 3 producers from 10kcards whenever they come on stage. The reason for that, guys, I'm a wealth-driven guy. I'm not here for friends. I'm here for wealth. And anyone that comes to the audience, they see a green beam, that green beam have a treasure chest of answers to give you that can back up with the results that they're getting. So this thing about a green beam in your friends and everyone, that is dead in my world from now on. In my world, anytime you see me on stage in a 10K card room, anyone you see the green beam, they're either here for a specific mission and purpose, or being they're actually bringing results on the highest level in their area. Because the world is changing, and if we don't get up to speed with what's happening in the world, we're gonna be left behind. So I'm just putting that full disclosure out there. Greg is gonna be my partner in the Fiverr community. Most people on stage who have small tasks that want to be done, they don't go through Fiverr. And Greg is that guy that's gonna be my portal into that world. So when you want to talk about building your website, structuring your social media, getting certain things set up for your business, Greg is gonna be my go-to guy. Tiffany, since Tiffany came on board, she's been bringing all these big conversations up to the table with the purchasers to prove it. So I'm no longer going to be interested in any big, plain old regular conversation. I'm going to be monitoring the sales that's coming from everyone. Most are not going to like me, and I'm okay with that. I'm looking for the one that's actually getting paid with me. All right. With that said, Stan, you can take the harmonious part from the roof now on. Let's introduce Tiffany. Then go to Greg, Terrence, and Billy. So Tiffany, take the mic and I'll introduce yourself with.
Hey, everyone. I'm Tiffany, the Wise CEO, and you know what the 10X card comes with? This right
the 10K
here.
Card, young lady, the 10K card. What do you do with this?
Oh my goodness, I know. I'm just so extra. I tell you, I'm a 10X. I'm a level 10X. I can't help it. The 10X card has really opened so many amazing doors for me since I've had it. In the short time that I have had it has caused me to be invited to be a speaker. It has opened doors for me to be on television. Because when people see the card, the first thing they say is, I can find out everything I need to know about you, first of all, by looking at the level that you bring with this card. Because it speaks to who you are as a professional. So one of the things I can say to you, and thank you so much, Team Stan, for everything that you are doing and what you said. I just respect you so much. There is a difference between those who have 10X their lives and those who are still thriving. Because people who are 10Xing, still working on it, still striving for it, pay attention to the smallest things that usually end up eating a lot of time and wasting a lot of time and don't equal profit. But those who have the 10X mindset, who are already on that trajectory and who have means, they only pay attention to what's important. And then they hire those who aren't at that level to pay attention to everything else as a time waste. So when I present my 10X card, it grabs the 10X attention. That's what it's done for me. It's powerful, powerful. And I will pass the mic to my brother, Greg.
Hey there. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just opening the dashboard here. 1 sec. I'll be right here.
One of the reasons I want Greg to speak as well. Greg, I want you to run the analytics and the comparison that you've done across all platforms and definitely share with the audience. So while you're doing that, Greg, let's introduce Millie and then we'll go to Terrence. Then we'll come back to you, Greg. Queen Millie, take the mic, my dear.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Millie Johnson. I am the CEO, founder of Sehura High Impact Consulting. And I have, what we do is high-end, high-level investment projects or nonprofit altruistic projects where people is looking for money to build a building or have a plot of land they want to develop or have a cause that they want to manage or run. My company, we put together a capital campaign projects that actually charter and help this client or my nonprofit leaders to make the difference and to make the difference in community and to help the state or city in which they live. It's been fabulous since I joined MBN. I have had more networking, more clients. I actually, the month of July, added, I said 12 clients, and they're all in various different stages of development. Hence, my load is high. But what is great that I want to say that was a plus for me with all of this is the 10X card. Why is it great? And it does that I will send this card. So, I have a new client, talk to them about everything. Then I send them my 10x card. And immediately the shift in response to the questions, to their input, to what they want comes from getting this impressive card that show that by not only my picture, but shows the different levels of stages of my growth, how to find me, how to connect with me has been impressive. And I think this is what is there for me now with 10x card is the when you ask for a lot of work, you get a lot of work. I need to employ more people to work for me. So that's the extent of it, because my time is taken doing a lot of the operations. But I'm getting there. And what I'm sharing with you is that with the 10x card, because people are reaching out to me as quickly, now I need to follow up. I need to go back to them and bring them on board with 10x card. And that's the work that I am now about to do, because I have people to follow up with. They are impressed by the card. And so I just wanted to say that I have never been so, I'm new to business in a sense. I've always been a 95er up until 2019. But COVID transformed that whole thing for me. I realized after when COVID hit that there's no way I'm going to be able to spend my time working for a man for anyone else going forward. I knew I had to create my own, and I have the education and the know-how. I just was, caught up with the 9 to 5. Now I'm no longer there. I'm a businesswoman. And so as of August last year, my company is still less than a year. Tomorrow is 1 year. I have more clients. I have tripled my business in ways that is incredible. And a lot of it in the last 2 months have been the credibility of MBN, the getting on board, hanging on, working with Stan, getting trained by him, and then adding the 10x card to my portfolio. Oh my goodness, what a leverage. And so I would say to anyone, if you want to take your company to the next level, get the 10x card. And I'm doing Sean, going forward, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm actually gonna be selling the 10x card. Just gotta get everyone to get one. Okay?
So Millie, I'm glad you just mentioned that point, right? So let me just go back and highlight where this conversation is. So there are two primary processes in business. One is operation. That's how you produce and share products and services with potential clients, your prospects. The other is marketing and sales. Marketing is finding and making your product appealing to a customer, right? Prospecting for a customer and making your product appealing. Sales is offering that customer your product or service, or inviting them to the benefits that your product or service will provide them. Why am I saying this? You're prospecting and you're connecting with clients who can afford your service and will want to do business with you, is where MBN comes in. We are the marketplace. We are almost 1,900 entrepreneurs and professionals all across the United States of America and in the Caribbean and in Europe, in London, Paris, and Germany, of all places. We have members there now. We're going to make our Caribbean region official this coming Monday with Dr. Millie as the regional chairwoman. On Monday, October the 25th, we are going to make Europe live by launching in London. Why are we doing this? Because the individuals in the marketplace that our almost 1,900 members serve have a combined purchasing power of almost $2 trillion. $2 trillion. And they can be a marketplace for all of the members in the network to have their business do at least 6 figures or higher annually. That's real economic power. Now, that's the marketplace. Now, in order for you to move around that marketplace and tool. The 10K card is that tool. In a digital economy, you need to have a tool that would enable you to connect with that vast marketplace that MBN has and do business with the people within that marketplace, right? So I am so grateful that 90 days ago, after I had paid a $2,500 deposit to this application software writing company that did nothing other than do an assessment of my needs for $2,500, and they wanted another $2,500 to build me out a custom digital platform, that a dear friend of mine connected me with Santa Claus Sean, and Sean and I have been rolling ever since that time. In the first week that I had what I call an MBN Connect digital card powered by 10K, I personally earned $2,200 sharing that card with a number of people in my network. So let's put it together. You must have a marketplace to make money. MBN is your national and international marketplace. People will do business with you as soon as you say, I am also an MBN member. What is membership? A one-time $4.99 investment. What comes in that $4.99? An MBN Connect card powered by 10K. That's shown in my collaboration. Whenever you become a member of MBN, you get a affiliate card. So not only can you share your information in an organized, attractive way, but you can make money sharing that card. That is the power of the collaboration that we have. And so 2 weeks ago, when we looked at the fact that we had established a national network with affiliates in the Caribbean and affiliates in Europe, Sean said to me, Stan, you like James Bond? I said, yeah, I love James Bond, Sean. He said, well, you know what my favorite James Bond movie is, Stan? I said, what is that, Sean? He said, the world is not enough. So guess what? We're going for the world now. We are the marketplace. 10K is the tool. 10K is the engine. And we are going for the world. Dr. Miller, you wanted to either ask a question or make a comment on what I just shared. Go right ahead.
Yes, I wanted to share on the Caribbean and the marketplace, just, going global. I always believe it's to build locally, you expand globally. That's the motto and the model of success that I believe in for one. 10x, MBN 10x combination.
10K, Billy. 10K.
10K. 10K MBN combination or MBN 10K combination is the launch. It's the launch pad that will get you there. And, I see it for myself. And, the problem I have right now, just to be on the straight with everyone, is I have a lot of work and I need to hire more people to work with me because I'm doing a lot of the work. I need to be at a level where I am, the company is now being run by itself. I have the people. So that's a good problem to have. I'm not worried about it. I'm getting there. I'm going to get there right as soon as possible. But what I'm sharing with you is I'm ready to take off. Even with all of that behind me, I'm ready to take off. And this model has helped me tremendously. And so just, I would encourage everyone to take it on. And I am telling you guys, I'm leaning on you. I have this network of now, I have all the numbers, the contacts in the Caribbean. I have a list upon list of small businesses in the Caribbean that we just did the work, did the research. A friend of mine did it for me, and we are going to take on the Caribbean and pull people into this network and the opportunity to make a difference for themselves in the Caribbean, and of course, as Stan said, we're going global.
The world is not enough, Millie. The world is not enough. I'm going to do a little bit of back and forth here. So a dear friend of mine who I invited to the room, she's new to Clubhouse. Everybody welcome Miss Love Gaylord. Everybody welcome Love. I want to ask Love, I'm going to invite her to speak. And I want to ask Greg to join me in this conversation, Millie as well. So Millie, Love, and Greg, and Derek, I want to ask you guys a few questions. Right? So Love, MSW. She's highly experienced. She's an advocate for parents and families. She's one of the most dynamic, inspirational speakers I've ever met, and I've met them all, including Les Brown and my mentor, George C. Fraser, Stacey N.C. Grant, Yolanda Van Zandt. I have met them all. This young lady you will be hearing today, you're going to fall in love with love. Now, I want to ask those of you on the stage, Dr. Millie just mentioned it. Greg, I'm going to ask you first. Greg, if you had a network that could give you access to $2 trillion in purchasing power, would that be attractive to you?
If you would have said 3 trillion, I probably would have agreed, but I don't know. Like, you don't think I could do it? Well, what's going on here? No, for sure, it would be.
I'm loving that. And so if I said to you, the key to unlocking the opportunities in that $2 trillion market in Europe, the Caribbean, and the U.S. was being a member of a professional network with a one-time investment of $4.99, that would, in addition to making that membership investment, give me the tool to navigate that market, which is called 10K card. Would that still be attractive to you?
For sure it would.
Now, let me break that down mathematically. If you take $500 and you divide it by 50 weeks, that means that your cost for access to a $2 trillion market is $10 a week. So I'm going to go to Tiffany. Tiffany, the wise CEO. Tiffany, my sister queen. Do you think an investment, a one-time investment for the keys and the opportunity to a $2 trillion market, do you think $10 a week for 50 weeks is too much?
Absolutely not. Why are we talking cost?
So I just wanted to get your feedback. I'm going to go to Terrence. Terrence, do you think that your investment to get the keys for access to a $2 trillion market is too much of an investment?
No, and the ROI is paid for itself within a month.
So, Terrence, open up on that. Since you became a member of MBN, have you earned more than the $500 one-time investment to become a member, including the 10K card? Have you gotten an ROI that's greater than $4.99 in 2 months that you've been a member?
Yes.
Tell me some of the ways that you got your ROI, Terrence.
Yeah. So, one of the big ways is new business. So within the network, just the basic ideas around inviting people in so that they know about what you're working on, connecting with them, and offering your professional services. So through that, I've been able to add 5 new clients to my organization, and then offer also other services that are available through NBN. So one of those is really providing folks the opportunity to get on television at an extremely affordable rate. So with business, if you are especially in the product side, offering products to the marketplace, a commercial provides an unparalleled platform to reach folks. So offering that service to folks at an extremely attractive rate has also been other ways that I've recouped my investment in NBN.
Thank you so much for that, Terrence. I'm going to come back to you, Dr. Millie. Dr. Millie.
Yes.
Yes. So, Dr. Millie, the one-time investment of $4.99 divided over 50 weeks is $10 a week. Dr. Millie, you have been a member of NBN for about a year now. How quickly did you get your $4.99 one-time investment back and beyond?
I would say within 2 months, I got that back and beyond. And then in 2 months only because when I started up, I was a little bit naive in terms of how to make it work, my business. But after I figured out everything and I got my operations up and running, and with MBN and as I call it on my back, and with the in my toolkit is what I would call it, my toolkit. The only thing that I needed to add to that was the ability to touch, move, and inspire people. You see, one of the things I tell people that I learned, especially from a company called Landmark, is the ability to talk to people, but not only to talk to them, to listen to what they want and what they need and then make the suggestion and offer them the opportunity to make it happen right there in the now and not sometime in the future. So the ability to do that has had me reach many members in MBN alone, even increase membership. There's so many different ways to increase your income or make money in this network. And my passion is my business. I love the capital campaign structure. I love that work. And the ability to actually talk to people, to donate. In one shot, I had a person pledge $1 million to a project from one conversation. And that project is right now, the yield from that is going to happen by the end of this month. Meaning my commission on that is huge, but it's coming in at the end of the month. What I'm sharing with you is the ability to talk well to people and to be in a network like MBN is priceless. Because then I'm connecting with people that I would not ordinarily have met and also have like minds, so that I am actually getting the referrals from them. A lot of my referrals that I'm working with right now came from members of MBN. And then the 10X card, 10K card, my brains do something, you want to change it to X. I don't know what that is about, but 10K card has been incredible bonus to me on this
10K.
platform.
Well, I'll tell you what it is, Billy. It's aspirational. So 10,000 times 10 is 100 grand. So maybe Sean should come up with a 100 grand.
You guys want to hear? You guys want to hear something so funny? Let me share with you what long-term investment is all about. I already own a 100K card, a 100X card, the 10X card. I bought all of those already. Grant Cardone is known as the 10X guy. So if Grant Cardone is one of the players in the industry, I need to make sure I have ownership over the 10X card. So when he is ready to actually do that collaboration, we can do it together, or I'll do it alone. It's that simple. So that's why when you hear people say 10X card, I'm not even bitching about it, because I also own the 10xcard.com. Okay, but with this stage, guys, we're focusing on the 10K card. It'll be less confusing about this.
I got it. So we're gonna stay right on this theme. MBN is the marketplace. The 10K card is the key to access that marketplace. Where's that marketplace? Europe, right? On Monday, the 25th of October, we'll be launching in Berlin, Germany. We'll be launching in London, England, and Paris, France. On Monday, the 16th of August, we'll be launching in Montserrat, in Grenada, in St. Kitts, in Trinidad, in Barbados, in Jamaica, and in my homeland, the country of my birth, the only English-speaking country on the South American continent, Georgetown, Guyana, right? The land of many rivers, right? That's the place of my birth. And I also have to share that distinction of a homeland with Sugar Sean. We are both Guyanese, right? So that is the marketplace. What is in that marketplace? That marketplace I just mentioned to you, those 3 European capitals, those 7 Caribbean capitals, and the United States of America is a $2 trillion market. MBN membership means that saying to someone else, I am also a member of MBN, can we get together for a fabulous 5-minute conversation?
Dan is probably getting another phone call there, Terrence. Terrence, you want to take it from there on behalf of MBN? Stan, we got to do some of those phone calls that's coming in, brother.
Well, what's happening, Sean, is Whenever you and I connect, the world goes crazy for me because everybody now wants to talk about how they can become an MBN member. And they don't know. Listen, guys, if you want to know how to connect with me, you can see that arrow pointing up in the conversation. You can hit me with a back channel message, or you can DM me at Stan Matthews on Instagram, and I will gladly tell you how you can become a member of MBN. I just love these interruptions for this reason only, Sean. It is expressions of interest. People want to join the movement, right? So MBN just doesn't mean Matthews Business Network. It means Money Business Network, right? We are talking about building generational wealth. And I see Pastor David has joined the room. He is a media marketing entrepreneur that's also a member of MBN. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. As I say, you either attract or you repel. You either have energy that people want to connect with, or you have energy that people want to run from, right? And so Sean and I know what kind of energy we represent, and the energy that we represent is an energy that builds positive cash flow and generational wealth for people. That is our objective as business people. I represent the market. That's MBN, 1,900 members between Europe, the Caribbean, and the U.S. Sean represents the engine, the key to access that market. You cannot access that market unless you have a digital card by 10K. You cannot access that market. So I'm going to ask Ms. Love Gaylord. She is new to the Clubhouse platform, but she won't be new for long. A lady with many connections and collaborations. Love, you teach people, business people, to have emotional intelligence. You teach them how to have emotional well-being and how to understand the marketplace from an emotional, psychological perspective. Tell me how working with you can enhance someone's business and make business for them more positive and business for their clients more positive.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. If it's still morning, thank you, Stan, for this opportunity to come on Clubhouse for my first time. Everyone's home, so let me put this other phone on mute. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I didn't want that going off. So yes, Stan, I teach social emotional learning. Social emotional learning is a process by which children and adults learn how to control and understand their emotions, right? So you have a lot of people, consciousness is rising, and a lot of people have a lot of emotions that they're not understanding. People are self-medicating in different ways. People are having a lot of misunderstanding, and there's a lot of emotional stuff going on, and people are not sure how to direct it, what to do with it. So through social emotional learning, I offer this process where people can unload in a safe place, where they can learn what their emotions mean and how to use them moving forward. Gratitude and empathy are two big factors in the human process, the human emotional being every single day. Once we grab hold of gratitude and understanding empathy on a different, in a different way, in a deeper way, it will change everyone's lives tremendously, and it will make your connections with other human beings that much more profitable and what you want it to be.
I'm glad to hear that. So tell me the type of workshops that you bring into the marketplace for business owners to teach them social and emotional learning skills.
Well, I have various workshops. I have a quickie, a 1-hour intro to social emotional learning. And every time I do it, it just gets people's whistle wet. They're like, we want the rest, because social emotional learning is a 5-part competency tool. And after they get their whistle wet, we can do it for 5 sessions, 5 weeks or 5 days, so that we can break down each competency. I also have integrated the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz with the social and emotional learning, which is a 10-day workshop series, 10-day or 10 weeks. And with that, I contacted Don Miguel myself. I said, hey, Don Miguel, I've been using your book along with this wonderful workshop that I've been doing with many adults around the area. Could you come in on our sessions and just listen in And his handler said, "Oh, no, he can't come, but he'll send you study questions." So I have enhanced content from Don Miguel himself to assist with learning about the book, and then how the 4 agreements we all know, if you read it, it's a game changer. And then add that to social emotional learning, you're going to catapult into a superhuman being after you get through my workshops. My workshops forever change people's lives. The content and the way that it's taught is very potent. It's very interactive. You'll never be the same. Even after one session, you will leave my workshop a new person with a new perspective, let alone coming through the 10-day workshop, how you'll change. I work with anywhere from adolescents through older people, older adults, any population. This is not just for children. What is happening right now, Stan, is that when people hear social and emotional learning, if anyone on this line has heard of it, it's probably because their kids are in school. They've heard of it because the teaching school is teaching it. Everyone thinks the kids are in emotional trouble and we need to help them to understand. But Stan, no one is paying attention to the adults that are in emotional trouble and need some awareness. What about those children who are going home to their emotional, immature, underdeveloped parents? What about the stakeholders in the community that are engaging with these kids and other people who are not aware of how to engage with others and be a more emotionally responsible person or human? And so I developed a niche where I think I'm the only person in this whole country teaching adult social and emotional learning.
Well, listen, we know that you are an innovator, not a duplicator. So we're glad to have you in the MBN family. There's just one thing that we need to do, love, and that is, love, do you have your MBN Connect affiliate digital card yet?
I don't.
Okay, so I just sent you my digital card, and on that digital card, you will find, take a look at my digital card. On the third item on the right, you'll be able to get a digital card with MBN powered by 10K that will allow you to connect with everyone in our nearly 1,900 family. The theme of this morning is that MBN is the market. We are a $2 trillion market in Europe, in the Caribbean, and in the U.S. And the key to being able to connect with everyone in that market is having an MBN Connect card powered by 10K. Sean and the development team will create a card for you on the theme of social and emotional learning, and allow you to share on a digital basis your information with anyone, anywhere, anytime, so that your company can grow within the network and also outside of the network. And we'll talk more about why a digital card by 10K is the critical success tool that you need to have in addition to membership in MBN.
Excuse me, Sid, I would like to interject. I wanted to give all the members here some insight on what MBN has done for me in about the 2 months that I've been involved. You know, I'm so thankful that whatever channels and 6 degrees of separation I met Stan, but ever since I met you, I have recouped my money. It's not all, some from MBN contacts, but also with my confidence in how to talk to people to attract contracts that I'm seeking. So this summer I have more contracts than I've ever had. I work in the school system for my day job, so I don't work in the summer, and I usually have maybe 1 or 2 contracts. This summer I have 5 to 6 contracts. And it was only after I started having conversations and attending meetings with MBN to understand how to do a 30-second pitch, how to get right to what I do, how to get right into contract discussion. So yeah, in 2 months, each conversation is full of abundance when I speak to you or anyone else in the organization.
Well, listen, your talent was already there. All we needed to do is to give you a marketplace and have an opportunity to teach social and emotional learning in the business marketplace, and to give you a skill set like a powerful, persuasive 30-second pitch, and like now, a digital 10K card. These are the tools that you need in a digital low contact and no contact economy. That's where we are, and we're not going back. Listen, guys, if you got 4 masks, go out and buy a 5th. You're going to have masks for the rest of your days. My cousin is a chemical engineer at Johnson & Johnson. You have not heard of this now, and I'm going to share this with you. You had the Alpha variant of COVID. You are now suffering with the Delta variant of COVID. There is another variant coming called X that's worse than Delta by far. It's already been identified. The chemical engineers and the people in pharmaceuticals know it's coming. It's going to be even more deadly than Delta. You are in a low contact, no contact environment, and you must be able to be successful in a digital contact in ways in which you protect yourself and you protect those that you do business with and those that you love and still succeed, right? The two things that you need to operate in this new digital environment is a marketplace with people who are supportive of you and want to do business with you, that's MBN, and having a tool that will enable you to access that $2 trillion marketplace and all that love, no pun intended, that you need to do well in that marketplace. So, love, I am just super, super happy about the success that you, Terrence, and Dr. Millie have shared, and also I see Derek Young. So I want to do a round robin. I'm going to pass the mic to my right, and I'm going to ask the wonderful Michaela Mills. What's going on, sweetie? We're glad to see you. Michaela, do a 30-second or a 60-second pitch of who you are, what you do, and how 10K has been a blessing and a benefit to you. And then after Michaela, I want to go to Greg, and then I want to go to Derek. Michaela?
Yes. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. My name is Michaela, and I am a transformational coach, a Reiki master practitioner, and a healing advocate. And I help people with wellness by pushing them out of their comfort zone, teaching them how to define their purpose and explore the possibilities and stand in their power using modalities such as Reiki. And I am so sorry, Stan. I have been the last 24 hours with one of my clients who has COVID in the hospital, and I have been doing Reiki with her literally within the last 24 hours. I was up since 3 o'clock this morning doing a Reiki session with her. I do distant Reiki. I know that's more than my 30-second pitch. I am so sorry. So I have been working on her since 3 o'clock this morning. So I popped on here to join the room, but that's what I do. I am a healing advocate. That is my calling, and that is what I do, and that's how I help people to stand up and step up into their power. This is Michaela, and I pass the mic over to Greg. Thank you so much.
Michaela, let me just say this to you. There is no need for apology when you're changing someone else's situation and their present negative reality. There's no need for apology when you are changing people's negative to a positive reality, right? You are in a ministry mode. The miracle is in your mouth, your hands, and in your power, your healing power. Keep doing what you're doing. That is what God has blessed you with, right? And so your gift is transforming someone else's life. And in this case, might even be keeping that person from experiencing physical death. So keep on doing what you're doing. We always are uplifted with your presence, Queen. Greg, the mic is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I had to readjust myself here. Had to get the old blood flowing with a little bit of a calisthenics. But yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get a harp intro. Tiffany, a little disappointed there. There we go. There we go. All right. So, I just wanted to talk about market yourself better. I saw the topic on this room, and I have been, I guess, doing the 10K card or looking into it for the last 3-4 days, and there's a lot of strengths to it. But to be honest, there's a lot of different systems right now that a business owner at any level needs to have. And there's similar things to this. Like, everyone could do a Google search and you'll see the competition. The only thing that matters, though, is like what it can do for you and how much bang for your buck that you're getting. And so I really vet things hard. Like I'm a really hard sell. Like I'm that person. I'll look at all the Google reviews. I'll type in like what your business is, and then scam at the end of it to see if any keywords pop up. Especially with this, when I first got it, I put it in the blender and checked out the load speed, checked out all the things, all the technical aspects of it to make sure that they're sound. And this one, for me, hit all the benchmarks. As far as the technical stuff, as far as being able to load quick, you name it. But that being said, that's really like just a portion of the battle. I work in a space where I deal with a lot of clients who will jump on a shiny object, but then they don't apply it. And it happens a lot. I've even done it. So I definitely feel you on that. But something like this, you're going to want to lean into its effectiveness for sure. You're going to want to pass this thing out like hotcakes. You're going to want to, even if you can't. Okay, someone wiser than me once told me, even if they are not a benefit to you, even if the client, the other person on the other end of the interaction is in no way going to buy from you, they're not in your space, they're not a customer, they can still be a marketer for you. They can still be someone that says, hey, you know what? I didn't really buy anything that this guy was selling, but god damn, he was a cool dude. He really lifted me up. And when someone in their passing comes across and says, hey, do you know anyone that can do, social media setup or whatever, they're going to throw my name over there because they remembered me. They remember the impression that I made. And I didn't do it out of sales. I really didn't. I did it out of just like, hey, I want to get to know you. Like, what's your story? You hear their story. You guys exchange words. Exchange knowledge, exchange advice. Exchange realness. And I don't know. That to me, that is what you're going to have to also include with a card like this, or whether a website or a Facebook page, whatever it is, behind the scenes, the man behind the man, the woman behind the woman, it has to be someone that is really passionate about what they do and really passionate about meeting other people and networking, and then that really makes the app pop, or not the app, I'm sorry, but it helps 10K pop, It's just, or whatever you use. Like, I don't want people to confuse this with some type of sales pitch. I personally think this is a very effective tool, but it could be anything. Fill in the blank. But the other piece to this that's powerful is taking the business out of networking and make friends first. Make friends, because even if they fit your demographic or not, they're gonna be a marketer for you. You leave that impression on each other, that's the outcome. That's the byproduct. I get calls all the time from someone that referred me over, and I didn't do business with the person that, actually referred me. But they have a lasting impression, and, conversationally, they ran in, they were talking to someone about, what I do, or, about social media setup or whatever. And they said, oh, this guy, Greg, you should give him a call. And I'll get the call. And I love that shit. I love it, not just because, it helps out my business, but I love it because it it shows me that I'm doing something right. And to be honest, that person that referred me, I talked to them like 8 months ago. So it may not be like a immediate reward, but karma, I believe, is a thing for sure. And your good deeds, your good intentions, they're going to come back. It may come back in the form of money. It may come back in the form of getting the advice or knowledge you need to take you to the next step. But making friends first definitely has no downside. And I yield my.
Thank you so much for that, Greg. And I agree. That genuine energy that you have, you don't have to market integrity. You don't have to market truth. It either comes out and it's on full display or it's not. And so I thank you for that. And I also thank you for sharing the fact that your standards are very high, right? We should make sure that we examine before we decide, right? We should examine before we decide. It should not just be something that we just jump off and get involved with. We should do some research. We should be very careful to ask for referrals, find people who have benefited from what is being offered or being recommended to you. The same way that Greg did, I think you'll like the results better. I'm a researcher by nature, right? And so whatever I get involved with, you better believe I've checked it out and have made sure that I know the benefits of anything that I recommend to others. I live by the credo to everyone in the room. I don't teach what I don't know, and I don't lead where I don't go. If I tell you that something may make some sense and have benefits for you, you will find my footprint have gone there long before I recommend it to you. Long before I recommend it to you, you will find that my footprints have been there. I want to ask Derek, my dear friend from Birmingham, Alabama. Derek is knowing everybody in Birmingham. Derek, you are a member of MBN, and you have the MBN Connect card powered by 10K. So you have the marketplace, which is MBN, and you have the access tool, which is a 10K card. Tell me how the marketplace has benefited you since you joined MBN, and tell me how you use the key to access that $2 trillion marketplace, because you're doing both of it and you're slaying it. So, Derek, tell us how you're doing both.
Hey, thanks for that. I'm really not doing much of nothing but just following the key steps to it. Nothing that I had.
We can barely hear you, Derek.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. So I was saying, look, I'm not doing much nothing that I had to create on my own. I just have to take that time to learn what I'm actually doing. And so what I've done is I've connected to 10K card, and then I got connected to Stan. So through the MBN network. So that in itself, my progress is not, well, it's a little, it has 10% to do with my actions, but I have a map that has been given to me by somebody who's already done it before. So if I follow in the footsteps of those that are doing what I'm doing, not recreating, then that's where the success comes in. And so, I mean, like, so I'll give you an example. So yesterday, one of my leads was a top DJ in Birmingham, well, actually the state in the Southeast. and so he's the vice president of one of the local radio stations. What I did was I used my network. So since I've joined NBN, guess what? I pulled Stan in. So now that's another reason. So your network is the network. And so it has 10,000 plus because I'm only now set up. So network, you want to make sure that you're networking up and not down. And that's it. To just simplify it. So I'm Derek, and I'm done speaking. I hope that answers the question.
Absolutely, it does, Derek. Now, let me share something with you. Derek shared a name that he wanted to offer me because I'm very humble in terms of being available for whoever wants to partake in the conversation and in the movement of betterment, self-empowerment, right? So, you know, the other day, Derek called me up for a three-way with one of his prospects. He told the prospect that I am the people's mentor, right? And I never heard that before, never even thought of that before. And as I thought about that, Derek, I want to say to you publicly, thank you for that. I love the idea of being called the people's mentor, right? Because there's an aspirational dynamic to that, but there is also a humbling, very real, very down-to-earth dynamic of that, right? And I like that because, Derek, I could talk to C-suite executives. I could talk to Rhodes Scholars, R-H-O-D-E-S, and I could talk to Rhodes Scholars, R-O-A-D, with equal success. See, the man or the woman that can talk to the person in the street and the person in the executive suite, that person has the perspective of those of limited means and those with every means. And that's the person I seek to be. I'm equally comfortable in conversing with people on the street and people in the executive suite. There is no person that walks and breathes air that's better than another person. Everyone is on their own journey. There is a scripture in Proverbs 11, verse 14 that says, where there is no guidance, the people fall. But in the abundance and presence of counselors, there is victory. But in the abundance and presence of counselors, there is victory. What was Derek saying? Derek said, you know what? Put me in a room with 19 people who are smarter than me and make me the 20th person. Allow me to hear what their counsel is and then ask me anything. And I'll give you a good answer. Ask me anything. But first put me in a room with 19 people with wiser counsel than me and then ask me any question, right? So this morning you heard from Tiffany, the Y CEO, right? You heard from Love, the CEO of Emotional Intelligence. You heard from Greg, right? Our standard-based CEO. You heard from Dr. Millie Johnson, right? Our Caribbean queen, our high-level campaign queen. You heard from our Reiki master, Michaela. She's actually in a life and death situation. So you've heard wise counsel from everybody on the stage. You heard from my brother Derek, my brother Terrence, the management guru, Terrence. So you've got a lot of wise counsel. So in the social emotional learning, I'm sorry, Ms. Gaylord, thank you for correcting me. See, it's so new, I got to get it right. I got to get the nomenclature right. Social and emotional learning, right? Thank you, Queen. Go ahead, Derek.
Let me also interject. So you got to be careful with what you join to as well. So when I got in, one of the things that I liked about the Indian organization, I got in, and you you guys require something that you have to give. And if you're a person that has a giving heart, I want to be around you because things happen to people that give. So I'll show you. I was in a room the other day, and I met an artist. Well, no, I've heard of her. Just from people speaking of her, and she's in the room. And I also met another young lady. These two young ladies are inspiration. Esther and Miss Lotus Pearl. Miss Lotus Pearl has some beautiful artwork. And when I say beautiful, it's just, man, y'all follow her profile. So I did bring these two inspirational women to the room because I think that, once you meet me, you are networking up. But I can only give you so much. But once you connect and tap into the network that has networked me up, then you can only go up further with different people that you have. So I just wanted to let you all know Lotus Pearl is an inspiration to me, and Esther is also an inspiration to me. Their story. So I'm there. I'm done.
Hey, Derek, thank you so much, man. And you do have to make sure that you research what you have joined. And you do have to understand that giver's gain is the only kind of business, is the only kind of living that will bring you profit and prosperity. A closed hand receives nothing. A closed hand receives nothing. If you want food from Mother Earth, you have to put a seed into her, and then she gives you back fruit and vegetables and a blessing. If you don't give her anything, she will give you nothing. Right? I am sure that Michaela, I'm sure that Love, I'm sure that Tiffany all can speak to this. If you don't give Mother Earth anything, she gives you nothing back. If you don't give life something, you get nothing back. I'm pointing to the queens because the queens have brought life into the world. They know that unless something is poured in, nothing comes out. Much more so than men. Right? So I thank you for pointing that out, Derek. I'm going to ask the two queens that you brought up onto the stage, Derek, to introduce themselves and to give them an opportunity to do a 30-second pitch, who you are, what you do, and what kind of value you bring. So I'm going to ask Lotus and Esther. Lotus, you first, and then Esther, you pass the mic to Lotus. And then I'm going to ask Pastor David, who has his hands up. He wants to share something to come in after Esther. So Lotus, Esther, and then Pastor David. Lotus.
Hi. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Derek. I really appreciate you shouting me out. That was so unexpected. Thank you, Stan, and all of the moderators. I guess I'll start with how I started painting and why I turned it into an actual business. I've always been a creative. I would take some furniture and flip it, paint it. I've always been the type of person to go and buy canvases and paint it, and I would never resell it, though. I would always give it away. I had a moment during COVID when it first started in 2020. I had a moment where the enemy came in and tried to attack me mentally. I was going through, all of a sudden, I just started going through depression. I found myself being really stressed out. And I had no reason to be stressed out. I was doing really good. I had just graduated, got my master's. My husband and I, we just closed on our house. So I had no reason to be in that place. So I had to take my time and pray and say, God, what is this? What is this feeling that that is over me, that has come over me, and why is it here? You know, so I started rebuking that feeling, and in me rebuking that feeling, God bought me my paintings. Okay, so I started painting, or He brought it to me to help me relieve that depression. But the bigger story behind this whole thing is my paintings that I now do, they help other people. I've had people tell me, you know, your paintings, they bring me so much joy. So in my obedience, I'm helping somebody else. I started out giving my paintings away when I first started. But then my sister came to me and she said, you know, this can be another source of income as well, because that's one thing that you were praying to God for, another source of income. Because at that time, my job was laying people off left and right. So there was another thing that was bothering me. So, you know, I was obedient. I didn't wait for nobody's approval. I didn't wait for somebody to say, well, what you waiting for? I immediately got an LLC. I got my EIN. And then I started posting my work. I didn't care what nobody thought. I immediately went into it and started doing it. And because of my obedience, God started lining me up with the right people. People who could educate me. Just being in this room right now. People who could educate me on the next step I need to take. Or people who could tell me, you know what, you're on the right path. You need to go this way next. So, yeah, that's just a little story about how I started. My name is Virginia. I'm not sure if I said that, but my name is Virginia. When I introduce myself in the room, I like to say I am Lotus Pearls Creations. I create some amazing abstract paintings using epoxy resin. I have a couple of videos on my Instagram page showing you how I create my beautiful masterpieces from beginning to end. If you would, go check me out. Also, check out my website. I have more work coming soon. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you. I'm done speaking.
So, Lotus, let me ask you two questions.
Yes.
Would it be helpful to you to share your artwork with about 1,888 entrepreneurs and professionals who could afford to buy from you?
It would be, yes.
Okay, number one, MBN, Derek's organization, is the right home for you in terms of a network. Now, to connect with those 1,888 people, if you had a digital tool that would allow you to connect with all of those people and share with them that you're a member of their network and that you had amazing art to share with them, would that tool be helpful to you?
It would be so helpful.
All right, so I'm going to ask you to get into a three-way call with me between 1 and 3 with Derek. Derek, I want you to facilitate that phone call. I'm going to invite Lotus to join us, and I'm going to ask my CFO, Ralph Henderson, to see what we have in the Pay It Forward account so we can give her a scholarship in part to join MBN and to get her affiliate card if she does not have one. Do you have a 10K card already, Lotus?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
So Sean has, how many blue diamonds do you have on the card?
I'm not sure.
All right. So a blue diamond is an item that Sean processes that will help you make more money. So I'm going to personally gift you a blue diamond, and all you have to do is
You went out a little bit.
you have to have a conversation with Sean and tell him what your business is. I'm sure he knows, and tell him that Stan wants to sponsor a blue diamond for you, and then you, myself, and Derek can talk about how to get you to be a member of MBN, because we have a national network of entrepreneurs and professionals that can buy from you. And so if that's a blessing that makes sense to you, talk to Derek. He will connect us, and I'll make sure that we find a pathway to share your art with all of our members. I want you to keep on using your art to educate, inspire, and uplift, and continue to be blessed. I'm glad you shared your information, and I'm glad you took the time to be in this room today and connect with all of us. So Esther, I want you to share who you are, what you do, and what is the unique value of your business. And then after Esther, I'm going to go to Pastor David. Esther?
Hi. Thank you, Derek. Thank you for the platform. Thanks for bringing me up here. Yes, hi, my name is Esther. I am a registered nurse currently. Unfortunately, about 2020, my husband passed away. But, he has, put it in my heart, inspired me because he struggled with addiction, drug and alcohol abuse addiction. So that's what inspired me to open my business because a lot of times, a lot of people, they're afraid to get the help that they need. So what I decided to do is based on my experiences with him and what I've known, through my life experiences, is I decided to open a transitional home for drug and alcohol abusers, so they won't be afraid to reach out to people. So I'm reaching out to people who are suffering with these addictions and let them know that it's okay. So before they end up in somebody's hospital, before, they get sick. So this is a place they want to go to before they go to rehab, that there is help, that there is people out here that cares about them. So that's my aim, is to reach out to people who are suffering with drug and alcohol abuse to get the help that they need before they end up in the hospital and before, it gets worse than where they are right now. So thank you for letting me speak, and this is my pitch on my transitional home. I'm done speaking.
Derek, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I think Sam probably got a call, so I'll take the mic.
No, I'm in. Okay, I'm in there. So, Derek, if you would connect Esther as well between 1 and 3, would love to talk to her about. Esther, I want to talk to you about two things really quick. Thank you for sharing your testimony. Right. The first thing I want to say is that your husband is quite alive. Right. We either live in the spirit or we live in the flesh or we live in both. Right. So both my mom and my sister, in my view, are quite alive. My younger sister, they no longer live in the flesh, but they live in the spirit and they live in me. There is no such thing as death. There is only life. Life spiritual or life physical. Right. That's number one. Right. Your husband also still lives in you. His spirit still informs and inspires you. And I thank you for taking up the baton to do the work that you're doing to help others. The other concept I want to share with you is ease and dis-ease, right? All of us were born to have a perfect life in a perfectly balanced machine that God programmed called the human body and the human mind, right? And inside that mind and that body is their human spirit, right? Which is the onboard application. It's the intelligence that guides it. But here's the thing. When that human spirit, that human body is not in ease, it moves into another reality called dis-ease. And that dis-ease can be mental, spiritual, and otherwise. And Michaela can talk about this and lecture all of us about this. So I absolutely appreciate you sharing the desire to help people stay in a position of ease and upliftment and empowerment rather than dis-ease. Stress is the door, folks, that opens up all kinds of other realities that you don't want. And so, Esther, I look forward to connecting with you and helping you to share and partake in this $2 trillion marketplace that MBN operates in. You already have the key to access this marketplace, which is your 10K card. So I am just so grateful to be connected, and let's work on how we can make this a mutually beneficial relationship. And I'll leave it to Derek to connect with Pastor Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Man, I just want to say, first of all, happy birthday to my mother. Having today is her birthday, and her name is Esther too. And I want to give Esther a gift. I already sent you $100 for something special. Esther, and I'll tell you about that in 1 minute. First of all, I love my family. And my man Stan, it's the first time on Clubhouse. Been here almost 10 months that I heard Stan. I said, I know that voice. I said, Stan is on. This man, you guys, is a business genius. I met Stan for the first time almost 2 years ago. As soon as I met him, I had to put $100 into what he was doing to get me in. This man mentored me. He called me every Friday, had mentor meetings. He would put me on the phone for almost 2 or 3 months with his team from Atlanta, Georgia to New York to California. I began to talk to Stan so much, you know, they said, Stan, whatever was on him was rubbing off on me. I said that to say this. Last year when my sister passed away, I started the Big TV network. One network on Roku now has 60 channels. It's one of the largest African American networks in the world with 60 channels. They're up right now, from business channels to talk show channels to sports to news to food. I just hooked up a connection with London, England last night. His brother's got shows popping on. It's all coming from over there. The oldest couple we have, Bert's from Canada. We're having a big celebration for them coming on called the Senior Show, giving back to the seniors. Now I want to talk about 10kcards with my man Sean. I met 4 months ago. The first night I met him, I got my 10K card. I signed up 40 people in 1 week. 40 in 1 week. I got the diamond and everything else. He put me on as a team member. It started with Sean. It started with God hooking you up. And I never knew that when I talked to Stan the first time that he was going to be my first business mentor. My first business mentor is on right now. I don't really go by the title of pastor. That's my religious title that I've been doing for 30-something years. And people know me from that, especially in the DMV. But I go by David because that's my name on my birth certificate, and you can call me that. But this is a genius. When you have Stan on a moderating meeting on Clubhouse, people pay for this, and they pay big money. And what he's bringing is just amazing. That you look at the 10kcards with Sean, just like being on Michael Jordan's Dream Team. You know, you can't lose. To me, it's high powerful stars in here, and I can't wait to bring Stan on to do a spotlight on the Big TV network because, you know, I want the world to know that this man he trained me, and I don't brag on being one of the newcoming financial wealth persons. I don't brag on all that stuff because that's just something you get when you're doing the right thing. But Stan, I wanted to say thank you, man, publicly for being my business mentor. I'm just so happy, and I want to give my sister the day is my mother's birthday. I sent you a $200 spotlight to come on for an interview, so you can talk about your business. I want to also welcome you on our news channel tonight. We'll be on in 20 countries for our news at 9:30. I'm gonna send you the link for you to come on the news and to do a spotlight on the Big TV network. I already sent you the coupon. It's yours because today is my mom's birthday, and your name is Esther. So this is my blessing to you.
That's freaky because I'm sorry, my husband's birthday was yesterday. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I got you. I got what it's all about.
See, this is why MBN and 10K is not a moment in time, everybody. This is not a moment in time. This is a movement. This is not a moment. This is a movement. Movement to what? Movement to what? This is you, David. So if you go to the book of Joel, to the 2nd chapter, 17th verse, God speaking, in the final day, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh, and men and women will dream dreams, and old men and old women will see visions of the kingdom. What you did when you connected with me, what you did when you connected with Sean, it opened up in the third eye, deep inside your spirit. You saw a dream of Pick Network, and you saw visions of informing and inspiring people the world over. And then you acted upon it in alignment with that verse from the book of Joel. In the final days, God speaking, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh, and men and women will dream and prophesy, and the elderly will see visions of my kingdom. We are all living in that reality, and I'm so grateful that not only did you hear, not only did you believe, but then you acted. There are those who hear, don't believe, and don't do anything. I was going to say another word beginning with the first letter S and the second letter S, H. But my sisters and queens are in this conversation, so I'm going to say anything.
You know, you help me. I mean, every time you call me, Stan, from the first day, I can remember I was sitting in my car in Crystal City, and your voice, man, you've been in the business over 20-something years. Your family, your wife, and then when you told me about the pitch, you said, David, bring people, let me do this. The pitch. Now I got it. Man, look at my Clubhouse. It's over 2,000 people. The pitch that you taught me, I'm bringing that to the Pick TV network. And I'm telling you, it works. Then what you taught me, the simple things, and all the time you poured into me, it's just paid off, man. And I said, if you be around the right people who have your best interests, millionaires invest millions. Billionaires invest millions. Millionaires invest millions. And people who don't see no value, they don't invest nothing. And I don't be around people who don't appreciate my value. And I cannot being around people who don't believe in you, gonna help you. They're not. They don't believe in what you're doing and see your potential in you. They're not gonna do anything for you. And we cannot waste time. You have to dream. And I'm telling you, God put you in my life. He put you in my life. And I'm so happy for the training that you taught me. We just had a millionaire on Sunday. His name is Andrew Norman. He comes into rooms like this to pay $100,000, $25,000 to be in rooms like this. I want you to meet him. Matter of fact, I'm doing an interview with him. He came out the prison system. Look him up. On YouTube him. He gives back. And he remembers where he comes from. So I talked to about maybe 6 millionaires this year.
So Dave, let me share with you something just to put a nice neat bow on what you're saying. David, you know how to say the Lord's Prayer?
Yes, sir. I bet.
All right, say the Lord's Prayer for me slowly.
The Lord is my shepherd. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to give you the 23rd Psalm. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth.
Stop. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done where?
On earth.
As it is where?
In heaven.
Thy kingdom come where?
On earth.
As it is where?
In heaven.
Your job, my job, all of our job is to bind heaven on earth.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear what he just said? Thy kingdom come where? On this earth as it is in heaven. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, to make manifest the kingdom on this earth. a dream heavenly existence for all of us. But sometimes we stop short for fear or what some foolish friend or some guy you married told you or some hater put in your ear. You back up from your assignment, which is to find heaven on earth. But David, you said it right. You didn't back up. You listened, you heard, you believed, and then you acted. I am so glad that millionaires are coming into your life because of something I may have whispered. I will tell you all of this truth. There are individuals who pour into my life, like Dr. George C. Frazier, who's having the 20th anniversary of the Power Networking Conference, in which Yolanda Van Zandt, Oprah Winfrey, Denzel Washington, and the rest will be for the next 3 days. I will be with them. But I won't be speaking, I'll be listening. Because the wise listen. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. But sometimes in life, you throw a lot of seeds in a lot of different places. You throw a lot of blessings to a lot of people. You may not see all of the blessings that you helped create, but then the time of joy comes when you're reconnected with a great brother like David. He said, brother, you blessed me, and you have helped me to prosper in my life. Listen, I knew that we threw those seeds every Friday. We mentored, we poured into him love, wisdom, instruction. I wasn't really clear that it had manifested itself the way it has. And so I congratulate you for how God has blessed you. And all I want to say to you is you must pay it forward. You must lean back. And you must leave something with someone else. So that this blessing, this cycle of blessing, this movement for the kingdom keeps on growing. Sister Millie, you had something you wanted to share, Queen. We've got 6 minutes left in this room before I have to move to some organization building. We will be here every Tuesday from 10 to 12. The moderators of this room will be Terrence Brown, Derek Young, Dr. Millie Johnson, Shanice Carr, Mr. Eugene Poole, Miss Love Gaylord, Miss Michelle Walker Davis, the professor. And we'll add a few more moderators who you will know, like Dr. Evans. We'll add some more moderators that will build with us. What is the price of admission? Every Tuesday, the price of admission is do not come to this meeting alone. If you are not reaching one and teaching one, then you are operating with your hands closed. We are in a giver's gain environment. When you come to MBN Connect and 10K Global on Tuesday, marketing yourself and joining a network to grow, do not come alone. Don't insult the room. Don't insult the movement. Invite at least 5 people. 2 will show up. If you're lucky, all 5 will show up. But invite 5 people. Tell them, I'm inviting you next Tuesday for lunch, for a power lunch, an enrichment lunch, an empowerment lunch, where we will teach you how to get access to a $2 trillion market, and we'll give you the digital tool that you need to access that market. MBN is a $2 trillion market operating in Europe, in the Caribbean, and in the U.S. 10K Digital is the digital tool you need to access that market. The price that Sean and I are requiring of each of you to take this platform and speak on this board. Invite 5 people to join you for an enrichment and an empowerment lunch. We're going to transform lives together. As I said earlier, the world is not enough. Our job is to bind the kingdom on this earth, and we're going to do it together. We're going to do it together. Queen Millie.
Yes, Danny. Bear with me 1 second here, guys. Here's what I want to leave you with. What if, this is George Fraser, he said, what if all this time, all the struggle has been leading you to a beautiful chapter in your life? What if everything, what if who I become is who I needed all along? What if all this hard work leads to amazing things? What if you replace negativity with optimism? Would your thoughts and behavior change too? I believe so. See, Dr. George Fraser knew that it takes a lot of guts and chutzpah to move beyond where you are in life. And you know who, David, I agree with you, who have taught me that just in the last few months is Mr. Stan Matthews. Because there are times when I don't like him, but there are times when I love him so much. Why? Because Stan tells you like it is. There are times when I don't like to hear him. So I want to say something, and to say that my life has changed. I will continue to transform and change because I have chutzpah. I have audacity. I'm a woman who takes things on and I make things happen. And this is the platform where I do it. Thank you, everyone. And David, can I reach out to you? I would like to join your network. Thank you so much. I like what you talk about. Okay.
Yes, you can.
I don't know your last name.
I will tell you that.
Please help me. Thank you. Send me your last name. That's all I didn't know.
I will tell you this. Millie, your truth is your truth. Unfortunately, and David will probably say to you the same thing. Unfortunately, guys, I only have one speech. I'm not going to alter that speech for any of you. Not because I hate you or want to hurt you, but because I love all of you. I have spent 32 years in the vineyards of business in the United States of America, and I only have one speech. I'm going to lift you up, and sometimes I'm going to push you forward, even if you don't want to go forward. Not out of hate, but out of love. This is who I am. And for Millie, I want to say this. This is for you from Maya Angelou. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh in the days to come. She speaks with the wisdom, and the faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but youth surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. A phenomenal woman, phenomenally. That's who you are, Mel. That is who you are.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
And I share that with all of the sisters here today. Listen, Sean, I want you to come off of mute. I know you're doing all kind of deals because the world is not enough. So you know, Santa Claus Sean is giving stuff away all over around the world. Sean, it is noon time. We're about to go out. We'll be back next Tuesday with networking and marketing yourself better and better and better on Clubhouse with MBN and with 10K Global. So, Sean, I don't know if you want to share any last thoughts as we close this afternoon. And if you are indisposed, we could close it out. But if you're there, come on back. So it sounds like he's doing some deals. So I am going to say to each one of you, I pray that the remainder of this week be filled with prosperity, joy, health, and wealth. Remember, the most important thing that you can do to succeed is to connect and stay connected. If you want to go fast, go by your damn self. If you want to go far, go together. Your network is your network. This is Stan Matthews, I got nothing but love for all of you, and there is nothing that you can do about it. Until we connect again, stay connected and stay prosperous. Peace and everlasting prosperity to each one of you. I will see each one of you very, very soon. Derek, I look to hear from you and those that you want to connect with me between 1 and 3 today. Goodbye and God bless everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Derek.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.